What's up? So today I'm going to be stripping the inside of this thing. One of the reasons why I want to get it all stripped out is because, like I said, I'm going to do a complete OBD2 conversion on this, meaning I'm going to use the full chassis harness and engine harness from the OBD2 car. The car that I'm using was an EX, so it did have the sunroof, so that works out that this is a SI with the sunroof. I can kind of integrate some of that. I'll figure out how to really make that work, because 96 through 98 they started doing a slightly different pop-up like vent style. It wasn't just all the way back, all the way closed. They did have a pop-up like vent option. So somewhere I'll have to figure out what wires does what to run everything off the 88 through 91 switch for the SI car. We'll just see where it goes from there. But until then, like I said, I really need to get to work stripping this thing out, so I got just a nice clean surface to work with. Windshield eventually. As you see, this one's got some water damage, but all that aside, again, it's a pretty straight car. I'm just trying to take care of her as I'm going, trying to address a few things as I get there. Shop, a little bit of work going on, a few things that I didn't get to capture. I've already started dissecting the wiring harness, retaped a bunch of stuff where I've chopped out stuff I didn't need. For example, this car isn't going to have power windows, so just about everything that went to the doors, power windows, power door locks, all got chopped out. Didn't need it. Been nice to keep it, but you know, these cars weren't equipped with none of that. I could have probably sourced it from a 4-door or something somewhere, but that's more finding. And like I said, I'm trying to build this back with everything that I've got available to me. In order to run the EK steering column, so I can run the EK controls, I'm going to have to make it mount up to the EF. This is the EK steering column, the EF. And you see they're pretty different. I don't know how any of this is going to look in there yet, because you can see how far up, just even where the key sits. Looks like steering wheels sit pretty well in line, as you can tell, where they bolt up here. Sits pretty well in line. I've already started cutting a bunch of stuff off of this one, getting it ready. I gotta cut this off and weld it in the proper location so it mounts up in the car right like it's supposed to. And if you look at, say, where the steering wheel goes, that's roughly about the same place. Already started by cutting all this here off the EK. So I'm not going to need none of that. We're going all EF dash, so this is the top part of the EF. And then you've got your slide lever for the adjustment on the up and down for your steering wheel. The bottom half of the mechanism is what's actually welded to it. So like I said, I just got to cut that off and weld it. We'll see how it fits. Okay, so what I've done is I've cut the EF bracket off the EF column, and it's got to sit right about here. I took some measurements beforehand and set up exactly where it's going to sit in correlation to where it was on the EF. So we'll just go from there. I'll go back. I still got a little bit of meat here and there from the EF where the EF welds were, so that'll kind of tell me a little better too, so I can double check my measurements now that I got good cleaned up columns. But it's always a good idea to double check, and I'm going to double check that these bolt holes right here actually are in line with one another. I do believe they are, and that is the straight up, like top dead center basically of this column. Then all I gotta do is line this up on the bottom right here. That'd be pretty sweet. So the only thing I've really done here is got a few pretty decent tack welds, and the only reason why I just want to tack weld it first, if you don't already know, is because I want to test fit this, make sure it's all going to be all right. So it's kind of a lengthy process, but I mean, you know, better to do it right the first time than to have to go back and redo a bunch of crap, but better safe than sorry. I apologize if the lighting kind of sucks, but there it is, mounted up. That's my test fit. Pretty happy with it. I think it's time to pull it back out, go ahead and finish up the welds, just finalize them. All the welding's finalized. I slicked it up just because this piece has got to mount. I didn't want nothing getting in the way. Went ahead and painted it black just to clean everything up. You know, why not, kind of thing. Especially fresh metal, fresh welds. That'd be like the first thing to try to start rusting. So a little bit of paint just to help protect the metal. Now, this is the EF lever for doing steering wheel adjustments, the up and down, like sitting in the car, fine-tuning it to the driver. I'm going to try to run this first because this is the EF mechanism where it actually bolts to the car. However, if I have to run EK, that's cool too. I have that, and I've already double checked it will work. But let's see what I can do with this EF stuff first. Like I said, absolute worst case, I'll just swap it up to the EK. So right here, I have this pair of snips that's got a hole in it. The reason why the hole is there, I designed this to grab these springs like so, and it just kind of helps me grab and have something to pull and apply to. Boom. Just that simple. And this is your keeper. This is splined with these same teeth, and it's so once you get it tightened up, you can even do this part in the car to fine tune it, but I like to go ahead and put all this on here so it's all there when I'm ready to go. I got everything together. Okay, again, I do apologize for the lighting, but there it is. EK column and an EF. feels pretty good. I got a seat kind of mounted up in here just to see. Yep. I think that's going to be it.